All right, we're back again the next day. So as everybody remembers from yesterday, this is a test, right? So we're down at depths now where our 43101 geological reports say that's where the richest gold deposits are. And this is the results of the first test run. So we ended up putting about, I want to say 100 to 150 yards of material through. So these are just localized tests where we can measure the gold we're seeing. And I don't know if you're going to see this or not in here. It's probably hard to see. Yep, you can see that little speck there is actually a decent sized piece of gold. I don't know if you'll see that or not. Probably not. But let me move these guys up here so you can see them a bit better. These are just little pickers that they pulled out of it as we were doing it. We do see a significant amount of gold in the mat. Now, this is a little cleanup sluice that we have here. When we bring the mats and all the buckets down, they come, let's see if you'll come right over here with me. We bring the buckets and the mats here and we dump everything into here with high powered water pushing through that. And then it all gets stuck in the mats here. And we can see some really decent gold. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it or not. Let me just take this and see if I can flip it around and give you a little look inside here. I'll turn this around. So if you look carefully in there, do you see any gold in those first couple mats? I can see it with the naked eye. I just don't know if it'll show up in the camera. Yeah, I think so. So they're right up in there. That's a little deposit of gold there. And it's really all through this upper mat here. And that's what should happen. So all of the material hits that. Any of the rocks are obviously grabbed by it, and then it floods underneath there. And you can see the little specks of gold all the way through here. So as we clean it up, that's where all of our dust and fine gold is going to be, basically in this top mat here. So I'm going to go and clean out all these mats right now and move this process along. Let's see if I can get you back up on here. All right, so I'm going to give you guys a place to see this from. Let's hope this happens okay. So we're going to get this guy off of here first. Yep, pass this guy out of the way. We'll stick her right in here. And we need some water. Is that turned on? Let's see. We'll fill up a bucket with some water. The craziest thing about this right now is it's freaking cold. We're just gonna get this bucket filled up. Lots of pyrite in this, which can be a little confusing to the eye, but we're gonna do the best we can. So let me show you this one more time. We'll spin this around here and explain what we're gonna do. So as we look down this, all the fine material and water hits that mat and comes through here. Now, if this is working properly, which we believe it is, we've never had any issue with it, all the gold is gonna get stuck in that top mat there. So we're gonna take all these mats out and we're gonna clean them into this bucket right here. And my hands are already freezing. And then we're gonna put the top mat into that bucket there, which is where all the gold is. That's the process I'm gonna go through now with you guys. Hopefully the camera records this well for everybody, but let's have at it and see what happens. Oh my God, this water is freaking cold. We're grabbing a little spatula right here so we can take a bunch of this stuff out, because we want to clean it all, make sure there isn't stuff in there. But we're going to take that spatula and just drop that right in that bucket. Whew. She's freezing cold. So now we're going to take off this first mat. Dump this in here. Give her a really nice spray. Ay, it's freaking cold. So these guys work out here all the time. So you can imagine how they do with their hands. Holy cow. We're just taking a look at this to see if this is the second mat from the bottom, so we really shouldn't see much gold in here, but we are going to see some, and I do see some gold in here, which is an amazing sign. So we're going to just stay to the routine. Pyrite. Gosh, the pyrite looks like gold to the lay person. Whew. Whew. Oh, goodness gracious. All right, so now we're going to grab the top mat. And I'll show you guys this, because there is a bit of gold in there. So let me come and spin this around. Now remember, this is a test from a small area. But if we look closely at this, you can see there's a little chunk of gold right there. Look through here. See that? That's gold right there. That's gold right there. There's gold right there. What I'm doing now is I'm just looking to see if there's any really big chunks that I can pick right out. There's another piece right there. There's another piece right there. So that's really amazing, because this is the area that has a significant amount in it. And then we look up in there, we can see, look at that cut right on the lip there. That's good news, friends. That's really, really freaking good news. So we're gonna come back here now. Now very, very carefully, I'm gonna take this guy out, put it into a separate clean bucket, and we're going to slowly spray this off, making sure we get all the gold into the bucket. We're going to take this guy up here. Oh, look at that. That is wonderful. Wonderful. Oh my. Okay, so now what we want to do is we're going to get a little fancier here now. We're going to take this little guy and we're going to put it at the end. And we're going to spray everything into the bucket. I'm going to take this here and make sure we get all that there. There we go. And now this is where the biggest amount of gold is, so we're going to be really careful with this, and we're just going to slightly spray it all down. Okay, so we've taken all of that fine material that went through the cleaning sluice, and here's what we did. The top mat and all the gold stuck in the nugget track all ended up in here. You see a bunch of dirt in there? And what we're going to do right now is we have strainers, so you can see them here. On the top is the most coarse strainer, so most of the material will get through it. It'll hold the biggest rocks and nuggets, hopefully. Second one is a little bit more fine, the strainer. Third one is super fine. So all the dust and fine dirt will end up in the bottom, and we'll have gold in all three of these layers. Now this is just the first mat. All the other mats and everything are in this bucket, and we'll run this through this riffle here that will clean the gold even more. So we're going to turn this guy around, and hopefully I can put this on enough of an angle so you'll all get to see this happening. So we'll stick this guy right there. I don't know if this will happen or not. We'll see if we move over here. Oh yeah, I think you guys can see that. Yeah, absolutely you can. Okay, so I put a scoop of that in there already, and I'm going to take the water and I'm going to try and just like this, and rinse all that down through there, through the different levels. There you go, that's working. So we're going to take another scoop of this stuff. This is our fine golden material. We're going to stick that in there. We're going to repeat that process. You can't help but get wet doing this, there's no doubt about that. Okay, we're going to stick that, grab another scoop of it. Oh. Now it's not draining through, so that means we got a lot of material in there. So what we're going to do is slowly take this apart. We're going to take that rinse her out a bit more. And now we're gonna take all of this, find a clean pan, and we're gonna bang this into here. And you can see what's in this pan right now. This is just rock. So we take a really close look at it to make sure there isn't a big nugget stuck in there. And that's done. Now we're stuck on this one here. So I'm gonna take this guy out. Gonna stick this in here for a sec. We're gonna get rid of a lot of the water from this pan. And then this is all sand and fine gold in here, and I can see tiny little pieces of fine gold in there, which means this is working. Pull this guy out. There we go. We're gonna rinse this guy out of here. Hey, come check this out. Cool. So the gold is heavier than everything else, right? So it'll sit in here now. And although there's a lot of material in here, we'll find other pieces like that just by sifting through it like this. And at first, it's a nightmare to find it, but your eyes get trained to it. Mm-hmm. Well, that's not it. Some of it, it's the same, like you can't even tell the difference. And the thing you have to remember is that this is only about 100 yards of material. Uh-huh. But this is like when you're looking for an ounce of gold in 100 yards, this is what you're doing. This is how fine this shit is. Now, John wouldn't do this. John is the main guy at the mine here. What I'm doing right now, let me show you. I'm gonna go through here, I'll turn that around. So I'm like old school, so I'm going through this and just seeing if there's any big chunks in there. Something that I can pull out with the tweezers. And there's the couple little pieces that we've gotten already as we've been doing this right there. So we're just going through. Oh, there you go, look at that. You guys see that? Right there. Now, you look at that, you know, that is probably $100 worth of gold right there. And you can see what that looks like when you throw it in there. But it's just a matter of sifting through this stuff and playing around with it and seeing what's in there. All right, I'm gonna go through and finish this cleanup and then we'll show you what we got out of this test. All right, welcome back everybody. And as you guys can tell, I'm not on site now, but I want to give you a little update on what you saw there. I classified all that material, which means you put it into different pans with different quantities of material. And then John, our site supervisor, came in and panned it all out. We ended up with 16 grams of gold. And the amount of material that we moved in that test was about 120 yards of material. So 16 grams of gold is half an ounce of gold in 120 yards. So it means that material is an ounce per about 200 yards. So for that type of result, it's not ideal, it's not great. You know, you're really in great ground if you're getting an ounce per 100 yards, of course. But what that tells us is we should do another test, and we should do a larger test in that same exact area to see what's going on there. And of course, the other thing that we have that we're struggling with right now is we're getting to the end of the season. I'm recording this on October 10th, and we can go until it snows. Last year, it didn't start snowing in the Caribou region of British Columbia until the beginning of December. And our team there is gonna keep fighting because we believe we're really, really close to where the real gold vein is and where the big amount of gold coming is. But I gotta tell you, it's been an unbelievable experience. I think that's the best way for me to describe that to you. Unbelievable in the fact that it's been amazing and we know we're on the right track and I think we've done a lot of things right, and unbelievable because it's fucking unbelievable that this equipment keeps breaking down. But we're getting through it. We've got really great equipment on site now. We've got really great people on site now. And I think it's going amazing. I'm gonna head back up to the site at the end of October. I'll do another video while I'm up there because today on site, they had to shut down operations for the day because we just got a couple houses delivered to the property. So we wanted to have some accommodations for our staff, for our miners that are there. And we bought 2 3-bedroom bungalows from China. And they were delivered today, and the team's setting them up. So I'm going to go back in a couple weeks once it's all set up, and hopefully once we're into the good ground, and we'll get to see this happening together. It's been unbelievable. It's been an amazing experience. Again, just like always, if you guys have any advice for us from the mining community, we are totally open to taking advice. We got a great team on site, but we don't ever want to claim to be the best experts in the world on this stuff. Go ahead and put your comments in the chat. Let me know what you think.